Welcome to episode 78 of the Apparel Entrepreneurship podcast. This is one of our weekly bites, typically a bit shorter than our other episodes. And today we'll talk about something that with all our customers that we meet at this center, this is something we ask them right away.
Who are you? No, not you as a person, but who are you as a brand? What are you about? Why do you exist? All these things. When we talk to both startups and also existing brand, this is something we always dive deep into, because if you don't know this, everything else will be affected. Your brand is going to be a mess. Your communication is going to be a mess. Your product is going to be a mess. Literally, you're going to do everything and nothing, and the customers will not know what you're about and who you actually are.
And this is what's going to make them buy your products in the end, because it's not hard to get a pair of pants. It's not hard to get a hold of a t-shirt or a hoodie. You can get that. So what's going to set your brand apart is what's your brand about.
And what we want to focus on specifically is we want to see that you know in a condensed way what you're about. We don't want you to be like, oh yeah, and we're about this, and we've got some of these products. No, like a sentence in an elevator pitch, what are you about?
And this is also one of the issues that the brands, even if they know this, they have an issue in communicating the brand. What is it about? As Anna said, in an elevator pitch, can you do it quickly? Can you do it so a customer understand it right away? On your website, can you do it above the fold? Can you tell them what your brand is about?
So let's take a couple of brands as examples. Let's take Western Rise. They are about performance, travel, clothing. It's stated on the first page on the website. It's there. Everything that they do is about travel. So it's really easy to see because they know that they are about travel. So of course, their products are picked because of traveling. So they make sense for travel. The materials they choose, they most probably need to be lightweight, need to be comfortable, need to be easy to wash, for example, durable for traveling. The coloration is so it's versatile, so it works for traveling. All the videos and all the pictures and everything on their website, every single content piece is about traveling. So it's very easy and clear. They pick materials, so it works for traveling. They create the products, so they work for traveling. They photo shoot, so it works for traveling. It's really easy. Let's take a second example, Gymshark. Everybody knows Gymshark. A lot of the startups that come to us and want help, they always mention that we want to be like Gymshark. But Gymshark already exists and they do a phenomenal job. So what are Gymshark about? They're about community, they're about inclusivity, they're about innovation, and they're about inspiration and motivation for an active lifestyle, to be fit, to be active, to pursue a healthy, active lifestyle. And they provide clothing, they provide content, they provide all the information to their community in relation to an active lifestyle. It's also very easy to see and to know. And all their products are created for an active, sporty lifestyle.
And being able to communicate what your brand is about, it's very important so you can attract the right customer. Your brand is not for everyone. It shouldn't be for everyone. Your brand is for your niche target customer group. So you want to have a brand that attracts those users or those customers that want to be associated with your brand values. That's how simple it is.
And when you know what your brand is about, it also gets you in the right stores, in the right magazines, on the right platforms. Because it's easy to explain and you're consistent, it's easy to know where to put your products and your brand.
And it's the only way to build your brand, knowing what your brand is about. Those are the values you have, the mission, the vision, everything around your brand. And that's the only way you can attract more customers that are interested in just your particular brand.
And when you again know who you are, it saves you time and money from working on the wrong things and confusing your customer. Again, you will be working on the right products with the right materials, with the right manufacturers, because you know exactly what your product and your brand is about.
Knowing your brand and being able to communicate that builds trust. It's about authenticity, it's about transparency. When you communicate it clearly, it's no fluff, it's really clear. This is our brand, these are our values, this is what it's all about, these are our products, these are our quality standards, etc.
And the biggest thing we see with brands is that it reduces misunderstandings, internal and external, especially in the team that's working. Designers, they know exactly what to do. Sourcing, they know what to do. Marketing, they know what to do. Sales, they know what to do, because everybody knows what the brand is about. When they talk to certain shops, then they know exactly how to communicate. So you don't have all this misunderstanding constantly kind of diluting the brand and the collection, because people are like working like this. It's all scattered around.
If you haven't figured out what your brand is about, or if you can't clearly communicate it, you can ask yourself a range of questions. And the first question you can ask yourself is just, what is your brand about? What does it stand for?
Why should the customer care, and why should the customer buy your product before buying a competitor product?
What's the concept? What is it for? Where should your customers go in your products? Where should they live in your products?
And who exactly is it for? Now, we're not talking a specific person, we're talking about customer persona. It can also be inspired by a specific person. And most of the time, the brand itself is inspired by its founders, because the founders have found a need. So basically, what's this person? What is this? Where do they live? How do they use the product? What do they need? What problems do they have? Where do they go shopping? What behaviors do they have? Kind of also, what age are they? Where do they hang out? On social media, where do they hang out physically? Do they hang out in cafes? Do they like to go to certain games? Do they like to go to the library? All these things, if you know a customer persona, then you also know how to talk to this person and where to find this person, so you can attract this person to your brand so they can buy your products and enjoy your tribe.
And what's the brand's and your product story? What's the background? What's the first reason why you wanted to start the brand? Was there a gap in the market? Was there a need that you didn't see was fulfilled? Anything in your background that has led you to start the brand, that is part of the brand story. You should use this in your branding message.
And what are the benefits and unique selling points of using your products, of the product? Why? What's important with the product? What's so special? What's so unique? Again, if you know why you birthed the product, if you know why you chose certain materials for that product, if you know what problems you solve with that product, if you know exactly how it should fit, how it should behave, then it's easier to connect these stories and explain and have arguments for these products when you meet buyers, for example, or when you promote this product in all your marketing material, because this is going to put you above everything else that's there, because you've picked certain materials, because of the innovation they provide, because this does this with your product. So it's easier to explain, it's easier to get an interest from the target customer. And of course, they might find the same problems and issues that they want to solve. And if something sounds really, oh, this is super comfortable, or I use this for this specific need, then of course they want to have that. So it's easier for you to explain the product.
And I want to emphasize what you just mentioned is that what problem are you solving? This goes for any business. What problem are you solving with your products and services? And of course, it shouldn't be as simple as just, well, I need clothes on my body. Well, that's not an issue. Everybody can find a shirt to put on, but it could be a more specific problem. You might not find good enough running clothes for really, really cold environments. So that's the problem you're solving. You want to make the best jackets and running tights for those running above the Arctic Circle.
That's very specific.
It is very specific. And that's a need, I guess. You're living where it's cold.
A second thing that you need to have that we're seeing is super important to actually solve all these problems that we've discussed until now, is because we see a lot of brands, they know their story and they have fantastic unique selling points and they have fantastic founder stories, all these things, they actually exist, but they don't know how to communicate it. And they don't have any process, they don't have any tools and any ways in how they actually can make this, connect this into their internal team together with their end consumer. It just get lost. So what we're seeing, things that you need to implement to facilitate this, first of all, is to have a brand guideline. What is a brand guideline? A brand guideline is a document basically that states the target customer, your mission, vision, core values, literally who you are and who you're for and what problem you're solving. But also it has all the branding material, for example, the logo, the colors, the fonts, the visuals, the tone of voice. So when you have this document internally, everybody in the business knows what the brand foundation is about and who the brand is for. So everybody speaks then in the same way, creates products for this person, for the brand, on brand. The marketing knows exactly how to sound, how to photo shoot. The sales team knows exactly who to pitch and what doors to knock on, for example. And another thing you need is to have regular meetings and checkpoints with your team, also with your external teams like external agencies or freelancers, for example, because when you have consistent meetings, then you know in terms of the process, first you're having this idea, this is the new concept for the collection. Everybody's on board, everybody knows the concept for this collection is whatever. And then the design, now they go source materials for this. They start designing for this concept. Marketing goes out, thinks about how can we market this? What new angle? What are the campaigns we need to think about? Sales, they are starting to prepare how to discuss with the buyers, etc. So when you have regular meetings and when you have processes to communicate with everybody, it's way easier.
And remember that again, branding and your brand is not just about the logo on your clothes. It's everything you do in your business. It's how you behave internally. It's how you communicate with partners, suppliers, manufacturers, how you treat your customers, how you communicate, how you post on social media. So make sure everybody on your team is on board and knows what's on brand and what's off brand, your values, mission, vision, what you want to achieve.
And customers today, they want to know what's going on because customers' trust is huge because there's so many brands now that are the fast fashion brands. Like they don't actually want to build a brand. They just want to sell you stuff. So customers are really careful with whom they buy from. So transparency and traceability and in general, just letting customers in on your story, in the behind the scenes, in telling them why you're doing what you're doing, giving them arguments for the choices, showing them literally behind the scenes and the process, they will be way more loyal to the brand and they will also support you and giving you tips and hints in what they want for future products. So it's a win-win for everybody.
People want to belong to brands, not just buy products. So working a brand, make sure you know what it's all about and communicate it clearly.
And put it in the document so everybody can access that.
Yeah. I guess that's it for today.
Great. See you next time.
See you soon.
Bye.